Dan Bullock, Private First Class, United States Marine Corps, born December 21st, 1953, New York City. Dan Bullock was just 15 years old when he put on the uniform of the United States Marine Corps and was sent to Vietnam. Too young to drive, too young to vote, yet old enough by circumstance and courage to stand in a war far from home. From the streets of New York City to the jungles of Vietnam, Dan served alongside Marines much older than himself, never asking for special treatment, only to belong. Posted by the Creator, service sacrifice Dan Bullock was killed in action on June 7, 1969. During combat operations in Vietnam. He is recognized as the youngest American serviceman killed in the Vietnam War. His name is forever etched on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, panel 23W, line 96, not just as a statistic, but as a reminder of the weight of war and the youth it claimed. Dan did not live long enough to see adulthood, but he lived long enough to serve with honor. Posted by the Creator. Salute to a brave teenager. At this time, when two future presidents used loopholes to avoid service in Vietnam, Dan Bullock at 14 doctored his birth certificate to join the Marines to better himself and fight for his country. Young Mr. Bullock did not get medals from President Lyndon B. Johnson or President Richard M. Nixon, but this young brave teenager had the heart of gold, defending his country and trying to better himself. Posted on 2/5/2026 by Daryl Mayberry, Dan Bullock gave his life before most lives even begin. He left behind a city, a family, and a future never lived, but he left the nation a legacy of sacrifice that can never be forgotten. We remember Dan not only for his age, but for his courage, not only for how young he was, but for how bravely he stood. Private First Class Dan Bullock, United States Marine Corps, New York City, never forgotten. Posted by the Creator.